foundations of this nation are freedom and liberty, where nothing is above reproach. Nothing is above being questioned. It's the importance of free speech that the people be able to question anything and everything. Because without the ability to ask questions, you only get the information you're told and you have to believe it. Well, I guess you don't have to believe it, but you have to at least appear like you believe it. Otherwise, you get imprisoned, put in a gulag for having wrong think, for asking the wrong questions. You get ostracized. You get exiled. Because you asked a question about something that you're not allowed to question. These are fundamental freedoms that all humans should have, endowed to us by our Creator. Inalienable rights cannot be taken, sold, given away, or transferred. Now these platforms claim to be free speech platforms, the public town square. Well, no one can censor you in the town square. No one can ban your speech in the town square because you stood up on your soapbox and said the wrong words. Just to be clear, I didn't deny anything. I didn't say this thing or that thing did happen or didn't happen. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I'm doing is thinking critically and objectively. Asking questions because I see things that don't make sense. And this applies to everything and anything. Everything. I do this in my own personal life, when the camera's not on. And I've always been this way. And it has always made my life a little more stressful. Because people don't like it. They want to believe the thing that they believe. And anything that questions that or challenges that must be shut down immediately. That's wrong. That's not freedom. And it's definitely not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech doesn't exist for the speech that we all agree with. That speech doesn't need protecting. Freedom of speech does not exist for the speech that society deems to be acceptable, because that speech doesn't need protecting. Everyone is okay with it. It's accepted. It's the norm. Freedom of speech exists for the speech that no one likes. It exists for the speech that challenges the narrative. That questions the accepted norms. And anyone who seeks out to censor that is un-American, is anti-free speech. There's videos in my feed of people celebrating someone's death. Are those videos removed? No. Are those videos censored? No. No one should be celebrating anyone's death. No matter who they are, no matter what they believe, no matter what political affiliations they hold, no matter who they're associated with. Death is not something to be celebrated. It's something to be mourned. But that doesn't mean you can't question it. That doesn't mean you can't say, hey, this thing doesn't make sense. Maybe we should think about this a little more. before we get all emotionally charged and make rash decisions. This has all been done before. They are trying to radicalize people into violence, so that when they commit that violence, then they could be justified in locking them up, or silencing them, or shutting them down. To say, see, they really are the bad people we said they were. See? And the people who point these things out get censored, banned, silenced. That's un-American. It's unconstitutional. These social media platforms claim to be platforms, not publishers. Well, publishers decide what gets seen and what doesn't. What gets put into the feeds and what doesn't, or the papers and what doesn't. And that's exactly what's being done. So they're not just platforms. They are publishers, because they moderate the content. They silence anyone who goes against the public narrative. This is un-American. You know where else they do that? You know where else they censor anyone who doesn't go along with what the dear leader says? Or his puppets, papers, websites, platforms? In communist countries. Where you're arrested and disappeared for wrong think, or wrong belief, or wrong speech. People went and shed their lifeblood. Men went and died so that we could be free to say what we want to say in this country. So that we could be free and have liberty. And now we have people within our own nation who want to take that away and censor people they don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that I see online, but I don't report it and want it to be censored and silenced and shut down. Because if someone believes something radical or outrageous, everyone should be able to see it. That way they know exactly what they believe. And if it's something terrible, something wrong, well then people will see that and they'll decide that for themselves and they'll know. And then nobody will choose to view that thing. This is supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave. And I don't see very many brave people out there. And I damn sure don't see very much freedom out there. God intends for us to be free. God intends for us to have liberty. That's the entire basis of everything I believe. Of everything our nation is supposed to be founded on. Of the rights that are enumerated in our founding documents. Of our independence. To not be ruled by a king or a dear leader. I just saw an article a little bit ago about how Charlie Kirk was disgusted with what he witnessed inside the Trump administration, and how Bibi Netanyahu was trying to dictate Trump's personal decisions and weaponize funding and donors to have control over every decision he made. If that's true, we're in more trouble than even I thought. We need a leader who doesn't care about any of this, who doesn't care about money, who doesn't want power and control. One who is guided by liberty, who's out to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. I haven't seen anyone out there like that. I haven't heard anyone who's willing to question everything. On any of my feeds, on any of the social medias. Who's willing to stand up and question things, even if they're things that they agree with, that are within their personal bias or on their political side. Now everyone's willing to stand up and question the other side. The side that they don't believe in, the side that they don't agree with. Everyone will question that easily. We need to get back to freedom and liberty. You know, the great thing about freedom of speech is that someone is supposed to be free to say what they think or believe or their opinion is, and you're free to disagree with it and walk away and not listen. You're free to click off and go watch something else that you like better. But that's not the answer these days. That's not what people are doing. Oh, you said the wrong thing. How dare you? And none of this stuff is telling anyone what to believe or to think or believe in. None of it. It's simply me asking questions. That's it. It's simply me giving my own personal opinion. That's it. And that gets censored, banned, striked. That's repulsive. It's repulsive to our Constitution. It's repulsive to everything this country was founded on. It's repulsive to the blood that was shed for us to have freedom and liberty today. And everyone's so busy, they don't take time to think about it. And that's done intentionally. Keep them so busy trying to survive, trying to pay their bills, trying to feed their kids. They don't have the time or energy to think or to question or to inspect or to take time and actually really objectively look at things. It's too stressful. It's too negative. This is repulsive. Disgusting. Makes me sick. This goes against everything this country is supposed to believe in and be founded on. It goes against everything those people went and died fighting for our freedom believed in. Believed they were fighting and dying for. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous not only to our liberty and our freedom, it's dangerous in more ways than that. Because when opposing voices get censored and silenced, then there's only one narrative people hear. And they're so busy they don't take time to question it. Plus, they don't want to get censored or silenced or lose their job or get in trouble, so they don't dare question it. This is dangerous. This is un-American. And I'm not going to shut up. And I'm not going to go away. Matter of fact, I think I might get louder. I think I might start posting more. Because it fuels the flames of liberty that burn within my soul. I think I might even run for office. Highest office in the land. Because I don't care about money. I don't care about power. I haven't ever had the aspiration to seek that. I don't care about everyone's opinion. I care about the truth. I care about living within God's will. About being right. Not what I think is right or what you think is right. What God says is right. That's what I care about. These platforms should not have protections. Because they're no longer platforms, they're publishers. I hope more people start questioning things. Stop allowing their emotions to control them and start looking at things objectively. Because this is a very dangerous time in America. Thank you for watching. Feel free to give me your opinion in the comments below. I read all of them. And I appreciate all of them. Even if it's an opinion I disagree with. I might appreciate those most of all. Thank you for watching.